So, I haven't kept up with K-pop in quite some times actually. However, I still do like it and I still listen to it, just not the newer shit. And also, like, I am able to talk about it for hours. So, I decided to make a video when I talk about K-pop history or something. This is arguably not researched. It's just knowledge I have. It was probably researched some time ago, but not recently. Anyway, so I think a good place to start would be to like establish what I'm talking about, you know, because we have the K-pop generation and generations, and there are 4 of them, 5 if you include girls' generation. That was a bad joke. Anyway, but I feel like the generations, I mean, they make sense. However, they don't really make sense for what I'm talking about. I mean, they do, but I think there's a more specific way to talk about it. And also, some people are stupid and they don't know what the generations are and what it means to have a new generation. For example, I said I don't keep up with K-pop, but my friend does. And so, there are some dumbasses, some absolute buffoons, who claim that New Jeans is 5th generation. No, it's not. You don't know what generation means. Anyway, so I think that every generation can be divided in like three phases, and there aren't like 12 phases. There are 7 phases. Almost every not almost every generation has 3 phases, but that's what it's goes to. So we have like the transition. I think it could be called a transition phase and the pure phase, you know? So we have the pure 1st gen, we have the transition, we have the pure 2nd gen, we have the transition, we have the pure 3rd gen, we have the transition, and now we have the pure 4th gen. We don't have the transition yet. It's too early. We barely started pure 4th gen. The transition ended very recently. Anyway, but I want to start before the pure 1st gen. Let's call it the 0th gen. Because 1st gen started with HOT, you know. But I really like Sotaejian boys. And also they're important to this story. So, like, we have Sotaejian boys. And they're fucking amazing. Yeah, so we had the Sotaeji. And it was very good. Better than what we have now, I'd argue. Anyway, so after that, we had the whole 1st gen, you know, HOT, Shinhwa, SES, and then we have the transition, which I would say, okay, pure 1st gen is from like 97 to 2002, maybe 2004. I think 2000, you know, very early 2000s. Yeah, and then we have the TVXQ. Oh yeah, we have Shiny. Super Junior. I would say the phase they debuted in, the period they debuted in, is the transition phase, you know? Because if you listen to the music, you know, there is this change in sound. So like, 1st gen, you have, you know, this 90s / early 2000s feel, you know, that. that kind of vibe. So we have that, and I would say that like early Shiny, Replay, JoJo. They kind of fit that kind of sound still. And also like G by Girls' Generation. It's that kind of sound. And then we enter the pure second gen, which is very fucking good. We have the electronics here, you know, the fucking ring ding dong. It's from the same album as JoJo, but it's a different sound, you know? Because, yeah, it's a transition phase, but it's like one generation, so, you know, it kind of intermingles, but, you know, we have 21. You know, that sound, that kind of sound. And it's like from 2009 to like 2012. And in 2012 or 2013, you know, it's unclear. Anyway, then we have the second transition phase. And here we have, you know, the second to third gen. So we have now debuting all the fucking cool groups like BTS when it was still good. EXO. New East. We have VIX. BAP. Yeah, all the good shit, you know, in that phase. And I wouldn't say that's pure third gen because it doesn't have the third gen sound. It has the... So we have the transition, which I really like. Like the pure second gen and the transition after that are my two favorite phases, I'd say. I love New East, one of my favorite K-pop groups. I love EXO, one of my favorite K-pop groups. Who else do we have? I always forget girl groups because I mostly listen to boy groups, but who do we have? Exit, I guess? Miss A is from that era, I think. So, after that graceful era, we entered another very good one, which is the pure third gen. And I would say it's from like 2016 to 2018 or 2019. It's not as long, I'd say. We have the pure phase, you know. Here we have all that popular garbage. You know, we have the 101. Make me feel so high, 미치겠어. 날 멈출 순 없어. We have the Blackpink. I keep thinking of songs. You know, we have DNA. Coco Bop. We have SF9. And it's good. It's good. And it's something we are gonna see for a while. but then we're gonna not see it. Yeah, so it's good, you know, it's nice, but it has a different sound than the previous phase, you know? Like, I would say that like the transition from second to third gen was kind of like the bad boy era, you know? The bad boy era, we had the fucking dark ass MV. It's pretty cool, you know. And then we entered up, I would say it goes more into girl crush. But with boy groups, I think it starts getting more, I don't know how to call it. And yeah, I like that because it's also a nice sound and it's nice to listen to, you know? Then we enter the phase that is transition from third to fourth gen. Well, you weren't there. I was there when they debuted. I'm better than you. I'm not sure. Yeah, the transition phase started with 2018. However, I would say that in 2018 it was still mostly third gen. I mean, that's how transitions work, right? We have Stray Kids. 80s. We have TXT. We have ITZY. And it's alright. I mean, some songs are real bangers, you know, like Pirate King, Answer, Say My Name, Hala Hala, District 9.
Side effects include nervousness, insomnia, nausea, agitation, anxiety.
Side effects. By the way, do y'all like remember when people were saying that side effects is bad? Imagine being this tasteless. Anyway, yeah, a lot of good songs. I didn't like Icy when it came out, but now I think it's a pretty good song. Certainly better than some songs that are coming out nowadays. Yeah, so after this alright era, it's pretty cool. Not great, but pretty cool. And then we enter the pure fourth gen. Pure infuriation, I'd say. I fucking hate fourth gen culture. You know, because we still do have good songs. We still do have good groups. But something has changed. For the worse. Because, like, we have a lot of girl groups, and I'm not saying that I hate girl groups, I want more boy groups. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have a lot of girl groups that like debut, and everyone knows them. They're really popular for like a year, or maybe a bit more, and then
do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
you know, and not even like they're really popular and then they're not after a really short time. You know, like in the past, groups used to debut and be not popular or sort of popular depending on how big the company is, And most of the time, they would get more popular, not less popular. You know? Like, it's kind of weird to me. So, like with Exit, you know, it got more popular. With CLC, it got more popular. With Different, I think it also got more popular. But with shit like aespa or Stacy, I haven't really seen that, you know? Or Ivy, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of going downhill, which is confusing to me. Also, like, the debuts. Oh my god, there's so many fucking debuts. God, fucking hell. Chill the fuck out. And most of them are irrelevant. Like, who cares? Or we have this shit nowadays. Like, back in my day, I would say that girl groups and boy groups were sort of equally popular. I mean, but nowadays we have this weird thing. I mean, boy groups are still popular. You know, we have the Stray Kids, we have the 80s, we have the TXT. That's not what I'm getting at. We have the 4 boy groups and all the other ones. Also, the 4 boy groups debuted during the transition phase, and all the girl groups are debuting, not all of them, because we have ITZY. But with most girl groups, they are debuting in pure 4th gen, and all the boy groups that debut in pure 4th gen are not as popular, you know? I mean, it's not like no one heard of them. But it's not the same energy as we get for like... Okay, how many of you have heard the song Sorry Mama? You know, or Excalibur for that matter.
Listen, turn up.
Whatever. How many of y'all have heard the song? And like, some of the fucking boy groups have really strong music, but no one's talking about it. Why aren't we talking about it? Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, also, with like girl groups, I recognize the bloody girl groups' names, even though I don't listen to them. But with like boy groups, I know like 2 that debuted in 4th gen. You know, I know DKB or Dark B and Kingdom. I mean, you can count only one off, but they debuted during the transition, so it doesn't count actually. I know Extraordinary Heroes, but also Extraordinary Heroes. Happy Death Day? Everyone's talking about it. You betcha. I think they released more music. Have I heard anything about it? I mean, that could also be attributed to the fact that JYP hates bands and keeps debuting them, but also to the fan culture of the 4th gen. God. Yeah, so that's it, I'd say. Maybe I'll do some more videos talking about shit without research. I don't know, if you're watching this, let me know in the comments if I'm talking out of my ass or if this has some value. If you know anything about K-pop history, let me know how wrong I am. Because, as I said, this is purely on the top of my head. Bye.